Okay, here we have powers again. So number one, we're going to apply the product rule. We're going to multiply 4 times 2 to get 8. We are going to add our exponents, and we have y to the negative 4. We can't have a negative exponent, so 8 will remain where it is, and we're going to reciprocate y to the negative 4 to make it a positive 4. Number 2, we have division, so we're going to use the quotient rule. Let's go ahead and just simplify 16 over 12 by a factor of 4. Now with our variable, I'm going to start with the variable in the numerator and apply the quotient rule. We subtract negative 2 minus 4. That gives us a negative 6. So we're going to move the p factor to the denominator, and we have 4 over 3p to the positive 6. Number 3, remember a power to a power. We are going to multiply our outside power to every exponent inside. Remember, every factor has an exponent. So go ahead and write in those understood ones. And we're going to multiply this 2 times each exponent inside. So we have 3 squared times a squared times b to the 6th times c to the negative 8. We need to evaluate 3 squared and take care of the negative exponent on the factor of c. 3 squared is 9. We have a squared, b to the 6th, all over c to the positive 8. Let's take a look at some radicals. Number 4, we like number 4 because 81 and 144 are both perfect squares. I take the square root of 81, that gives me 9. The square root of 144 is 12. But we also need to simplify because 9 and 12 has a common factor of 3. So this gives us 3 over 4. Number 5, I'm going to rewrite this. 24 is not a perfect square, but 25 is. So I can go ahead and take the square. Well, I'll go ahead and rewrite it like this. Okay, now let's break down 24 into 4 times 6. Take the square root of 25, which is 5. The square root of 4 is 2 radical 6 over 5. And always double check to make sure that the fraction part is simplified, and it is. So here's our final answer. And then lastly, we can't divide radical 6 into radical 5, and we can't have a radical in the denominator. So we're going to rationalize the denominator, which means to make a fraction, a ratio. Rationalize means to make a ratio, and we're going to make it out of the denominator. So we take the radical 6 over radical 6, and then I multiply, and that gives me that perfect square radicand on the bottom, which is what we wanted. And then I have 4 times the understood negative positive 1. I have 4 radical 30. When I take the square root of 36, I get 6. 30 is simplified. There's no perfect square that can divide into 30, so I have 4 radical 30. However, 4 over 6 can simplify with a factor of 2. 2 radical 30 over 3. Now, don't be tempted to try to divide your 3 into radical 30. Those are 2 different types of numbers.